Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from windy Costa Rica. Today's topic is going to be the many ways the narcissist isolates you. Think about that for a minute. Guys, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So isolation, what is this? Isolation is when you feel alone. You are alone. Perhaps you're trapped somewhere all by yourself. Example could be you're in an elevator and the elevator gets stuck between floors and there's no one on the elevator with you. Well, you're isolated, you're trapped. Another example could be you're on a boat and the boat reaches a deserted island and there you are. Kind of like you're on the desert island all by yourself, you're isolated, things like that. In the narcissistic relationship, the narcissist isolates you numerous ways on purpose. And I'm gonna dig into many of these right now. And if you resonate with these, please drop comments below, share your wisdom and experience with the community. Thank you. So one way the narcissist will isolate you is in the beginning when you first meet them. They will isolate you from your family and friends. In other words, let's say your family as an example. Let's say you are a family individual. You love your family. You love your brothers, sisters, mom, dad, aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, everybody. Well, that's what makes you you. And most likely you have a solid upbringing. In other words, you had a good childhood, or maybe you didn't have the best childhood, but you have a good family relation now, and that's what matters. Well, the narcissist sees this, and what do they want to do? They want to size up your family, see who they can get resources from, if anyone at all. And believe me, there's always a few people that will offer up resources. And on top of that, they want to isolate you from them. So what they will say, what the narcissist will say to you is like, so-and-so, I don't think we should go to their house anymore. Thanksgiving's coming up, but I don't want to go there anymore. And you're like, well, why not? I've been going to their house for my whole life, and this is a tradition. And they will try to isolate you and make excuses why you shouldn't go to their house for Thanksgiving. And lo and behold, what happens? That's right, you don't go to their house for Thanksgiving, and the isolation begins in that family setting. Another way would be with your friends. Notice how the narcissist has little sects, S-E-C-T-S, of friends, little groupies, little bubbles, little pockets of people. But you, most likely, have a well-rounded stable of friends, and you have always had this. Well, the narcissist also wants to isolate you from your friends. So what they will do is slowly, insidiously, either triangulate you with your own friends, immerse themselves in the group of friends and take them over. Happens so often you have no idea. Or they will just say that these individuals they're not good enough for you, or that they don't like these friends for whatever reasons. Maybe it's the clothes they wear, their hair, the words they use, whatever. But the whole point is, does the narcissist know what they're doing when they're trying to isolate you from your friends? You bet they do. You see, they don't want you living your best life. And I'm just getting started here. The isolation from the narcissist, it continues on and on and on. What about if you have your job, your work? You go to work all the time and you're a good employee, or maybe you own your business or you're starting a business up. And what happens? Lo and behold, the narcissist is blowing up your phone when you're at work. Or perhaps they're telling you that you are an underachiever, or that you're doing things wrong, or that nobody likes you. Or here's a famous one. Let's say the narcissist gives you a ride to work, and it's any day of the week, and you're all excited, not really about going to work, but that you're spending time with this person, the narcissist. You don't know they're a narcissist. And then, boom, a couple minutes before you get to work, what happens? Rage fit. Or they throw a curveball at you. And what do? They destroy your work day. They do this so many times. It's called the intentional argument, or a disruption, whatever you want to call it. The point is, this has you not performing well at work, because now you're at work and your attention should be on performing at a high level, but now the narcissist just blew you up and you don't know what's going on. This came out of left field. What's going on? Well, they isolated you again. And at work, are you going to talk to anybody about this? Of course you're not. Why? Because you don't even know that you're in a narcissistic relationship. This happens frequently. Other ways they isolate you is financially. Remember, financial abuse is a huge attribute of the narcissistic abusive cycle. What they will do is, let's say the narcissist has a lot of money. Well, they will dabble that carrot in front of you and offer their resources when they can to get you to do things for them or with them. In other words, let's say the narcissist is a parent and they have financial resources, or an uncle, an aunt, somebody like that. Well, they can choose to give you money if they want to or not. And many times, people, unsuspecting individuals, or actually people that fall in line with the narcissist, they will play ball with the narcissist and do what the narcissist wants in lieu of receiving money. It's a fact. It's called buying people. Think about it. Another way, if you flip the coin, financial abuse, is if you don't have money, you do have money, and the narcissist doesn't, and they do have money, but they're claiming that they don't. Well, what they do during the relationship is they use all of your money, while the whole time they're squirreling away their money. So when they discard you, or when the relationship ends, they will have a bunch of money and you'll be left with nothing. Financial abuse. That again isolates you. How does that isolate you, you may say, Andrew? I'll tell you how. When you get discarded, when you don't have 2 nickels to rub together to buy food, or to pay bills, or to get medical assistance, or to even pay your mortgage, it's financial abuse. And I think many of you know what I'm talking about. Other ways the narcissist isolates you is when you are in the relationship with them. Perhaps you could be sitting on the couch watching a program or spending quote unquote quality time together, and the narcissist is literally not paying one bit of attention to you because they're on one of their 3 cell phones getting supply right in front of you and looking for your replacement. Unbeknownst to you, you didn't know you were being replaced, but let's be real. Every narcissistic relationship has an expiration date. Yours did too. It's the way it works. But when you were supposed to be spending quality time with an individual and they're not even looking at you, listening to you, maybe they're just going, yeah, right, wait, hang on just a minute. That's isolation. And some of the worst parts of isolation when you're in a narcissistic relationship are when you're right there with the person and yet you feel more alone than if you were by yourself. Another way they isolate you is when the relationship ends. Let's say you were discarded or you ended it. Well, I can assure you, you endured and or are enduring the smear campaign. What is that meant to do? That's meant to spread false rhetoric or information about you, which is completely untrue, and having the flying monkeys / people that are clueless believe the words of the narcissist when in fact not even checking in on you. In other words, the smear campaign was well underway when you were in the devaluation stage. You just didn't know it, because why would you know it? Because you're a healthy individual and you didn't even know what narcissism was. Now you do. But when you're discarded or the relationship ends and your alleged friends or support system are nowhere to be found, you're isolated again. Another way you're isolated, post-narcissistic relationship, you go to see a therapist. And let's say the therapist does not know much about narcissism. Well, you are seeking professional guidance or help, or having someone to direct you on a path. And in fact, perhaps this therapist does not have the education. Again, you're isolated because you know what you're trying to express to this individual, but the individual can't get the message because A, perhaps they didn't study narcissism. B, most likely they didn't experience the toxic narcissistic relationship. So you're spinning your wheels again, and it's frustrating, believe me. Other ways you're isolated post-narcissistic relationship are when you are talking to the people that are left behind, your small inner circle of people that are actually putting up with, not putting up there, but they're there for you, I should say. But even these people only have a little bit of bandwidth because most likely they didn't experience the narcissistic abusive cycle, so they can't wrap their head around it. So these people also get tired of listening to you, just the way it works. Isolation is prevalent all throughout the relationship. How about this one? You just met the narcissist. You're at work and you are a coworker and you share too much information about yourself, about your history, whatever you're doing, because you didn't know any better and you were a kind, loving empath. My hope is you still are, but you're not sharing the information. And what does the narcissist do? They take all this information and just spread gossip and lies about you. Next thing you know, you're at work and the people that were talking to you are no longer talking to you or giving you strange looks. Your performance suffers and you have to find a new job. Things like that. Other ways the narcissist will isolate you are by actually just having you believe in your mind that this is your fault, that the relationship is 100% your fault, when in fact it's not true, because remember, you were manipulated, you were being taken advantage of, your resources were being extracted, but you had nowhere to turn. The one person, really understand this, the one person you thought could help you out the most was the narcissist. Remember those days? All you wanted to do was have adult time and speak with them and discuss things like intelligent human beings. But could the narcissist do that? No. Why? Because they would just throw word salad at you or have a rage fit or say, I don't have time, I'm too busy. Like, why are we talking about this? I don't get it. What's your problem? Go get help. You have problems. Things like that. That's what they would say to you. Why? Because they wanted you isolating yourself. They wanted you to be isolated. And that's what they did. You see, on this planet called Earth, we all need human beings just to bounce things off of, because we are social creatures. And to have a healthy relationship with individuals is a beautiful thing. You're fortunate if you have one, if we have some. And that's how you check where you are on this path called life. But when you are with the narcissist and they're not giving you any feedback and they're having you doubt yourself, and not believing in yourself. This is isolation, and it's done insidiously and on purpose. Another way the narcissist isolates you is this, one of the most prevalent ways. You meet them, and they say, hey, you know what, let's move in together. And actually, let's move cities, towns, or countries, because I don't like it here. And what do? You guys pack up and move halfway across the globe or to a different state away from your support system. And that's on purpose. That's meant to isolate you again. So now you don't have any support system nearby, no family, no friends. You're not familiar with the territory, the area, maybe not even the language. And what happens? Lo and behold, the narcissist has you again. And many times after they take that first step, which I just mentioned right there, they will financially abuse you. And then, believe me, it's not good. Other ways they can isolate you is if they wanted to have kids with you. Now, you may say, how is that possible? Well, first of all, if they ever wanted to have kids or not, I can't say. But if you did have kids with them, maybe you really wanted to have kids, but in fact they didn't, but they just went along and agreed with you. So then now you would be there isolated, taking care of the kids for the next 18 years or whatever the period of time is. And you most likely would be working on that hamster wheel, trying to work on the relationship when they're abusing you for 18 years because you believe you should stay together for the kids. Play that one again. It's very powerful and it's true. I'm not suggesting to stay together for the kids or not. That's a decision you need to make for yourself. But many times people say, no, I need to stay together with this person because I have to do it for the kids. And the narcissist knows this. Why? Because they know you're loyal to a fault. They know you're a people pleaser and they know you're an empath. So guys, the many ways the narcissist isolates you, there are so many more. Those are simply a few to give you an illustration of how this happens. But everything the narcissist does is calculated. It's meant to extract your resources, to diminish you, to make themselves feel better, to regulate themselves and to have you doubting yourself. But most importantly for this video, to keep you isolated. Guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from beautiful Costa Rica. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon. Stay true, stay blessed. Continue to become awakened and aware and understand that you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. And right now, if you are isolated post-narcissistic relationship, my heart goes out to you. If you are self-isolating, meaning you're taking your time getting back into society and the community, God bless you. Continue to become educated. And if you are looking to get out of the relationship, my heart goes out to you. Continue moving forward each and every day. Guys, no matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. Please remember that. You are not alone. We are all part of the community. I love you. Have a great afternoon, and I will talk to you tomorrow. From windy Costa Rica, this is Andrew. God bless you. Namaste, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right, bye, guys. Bye.